Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about what I feel is the best setup for PvE tanking. Um, I've experimented with a lot of different things. Um, I used to have a tank in every class. I still do, pretty much. But with subclassing, that's become a lot more different setup now. Um, so let's get into it. The three skill lines that I like to use are the Soldier of Apocrypha, Earthen Heart, and Bone Tyrant. Basically, why I picked these three. The passives are extremely strong. The ultimates are, notwithstanding the Bone Goliath is not real great for PvE. But Magma Shell and Gibbering Shelter are really good for trials and group content. Gibbering Shelter will stack with Barrier, and if another tank is wearing Magma Shell and the healers are running Barrier and uh, Glyphic of the Tides or something, all of these will stack together so you can really beef up your defense on your team if you want to. But let's get into the main three big reasons why I picked this. I'll start with the Bone Tyrant skill line from the Necromancer. Okay, the one button that I use mostly on this is the Summoner's Armor. It lasts for 30 seconds. It's extremely cheap, as you can see. Now, I am an Imperial and I use mag reduction jewelry glyphs, so keep in mind your cost on um, these spells may be different. Let me actually get into my trials build so that it's going to show a little bit different here. Okay, so there you go. You've got 1624 for a skill. Now, why this is so powerful? I basically have three buttons that I'm going to talk about that are extremely powerful to use. And this is the first one. It lasts for 30 seconds, as I said. It gives you both major and minor resolve. And then it also keeps the disdain harm passive up, which gives you 15% reduced damage from damage over time. So on either bar, all I have to do is hit this one time every 30 seconds and it's active. I have the disdainful arm buff and I have major and minor resolve on both bars. So that one button does a lot for this build. I do have a skill slot on either bar to keep the health avarice up, and then this is a recovery that you have to have slotted to get the buff from. So I also use Necrotic Potency. This is also a massive uh, ability that generates a ton of ultimate. I know some people say, oh, there's not ads in every fight. Yes, there are. There are ads in virtually every boss fight in this game. There is always something to pull up, and on top of that, the Summoner's Armor will also create a corpse when you have this casted halfway through. So Runa's Scythe is also another, or excuse me, not Runa's Scythe, the Hungry Scythe is also an amazing heal if you need to use it. Agony Totem is really good. And then this has become a pretty good AoE for Major Maim. But just to have this one button do so much is incredible. And then on the front bar, for slotting Necrotic Potency, we get a reduced damage taken of 3%. So let's keep track of that stat because we're going to be hitting that again here in just a minute. Okay, so after the Bone Tyrant, we go to Earthen Heart. Why did I choose this? A couple of reasons. Number one, Magma Shell, of course, makes you virtually unkillable when you have this up. The other thing is Ingenious Shield gives everybody a shield. It also gives you major mending. It also procs a couple of things. Number one, it procs the minor brutality passive that gives your group an extra 10% damage, and it also gives you ultimate every 6 seconds. Now on top of that, it also gives you stamina, so this is a very good stamina regen skill. As I've shown before, you can sit here and hold block and tank your stamina by hitting a stamina skill, and then you can just hit the shield and it will give you stamina back while you use your magicka. And that will enable you to keep your block up for quite a while. So those two skill lines right there are extremely powerful. And then thirdly, the Soldier of Apocrypha. What do I use to keep this up? Runic Sunder. This is extremely powerful one for a one button taunt. It's got a bit of a range to it, so you can use it up to 22 meters. It lasts for 15 seconds, which is pretty standard for a taunt. It also applies minor maim to the enemy, reducing their damage done by 5%. It steals 2200 armor from the enemy and gives it to you. So it helps out with group penetration, and it makes you tankier. Now, if that wasn't enough, it's also got the ability to not cause taunt immunity. If that ever was going to be a problem, this skill will not do that. And then we're not done yet. It also generates a Crux. And why is that important? Well, while you have this slotted, with each Crux you have, you get 2% reduction in damage taken. So if you have 3 Crux up, you're going to have 6% damage reduction taken on top of the 3 that's over here. So that's 9% reduced damage taken, plus the 5% of the reduced damage done from the minor maim. And why is this skill being used on the front bar? Well, it procs this armor buff right here. As long as you are under the benefit of a Soldier of Apocrypha skill, you gain 3,271 armor, which this will do easily. On top of that, you get a little bit of recovery for having this slotted. And then this also gives your entire group minor evasion for 20 seconds. So, and this is kind of a not used unless you're going to consume the Crux. I don't really consume Crux that much because I like to have the damage reduction up. So it's really easy to get the damage reduction up. All you have to do is be in combat to generate the Crux, and then you hit 3 times, and then bam, you've got 3 Crux up. And these Crux last for 30 seconds. So it's really easy to keep up your 3 Crux. All you have to do is really hit it once every 15 seconds once you have your 3, and you're going to keep doing that anyway. So you've got several buffs here with just those 3 buttons happening. You're giving your group a lot of stuff with just those 3 buttons. Now, I will touch on my shield throw here because a lot of people use this as a taunt. I don't like to use that as a taunt because it gets really expensive. As you can see, I have it for frost damage, which makes this cost magicka. And then I have the heal and the major maim still like normal. But I have frost on here so that it costs magicka. That makes this a lot easier to maintain because this right here is my only stamina skill on the build. Everything else I've got damage shield with damage reduction and minor protection here, elemental susceptibility, blockade of frost, and then I have my chains here, which is the restore, and then major cowardice. So I have a lot of buffs here on the build, and that's how I have my tanks set up. Very nice to have it this way. I'll go up to my scribing altar here real quickly, and I'll show you the difference in cost here. The Runic Sunder Taunt, for example, only cost 1,253 per cast, which is, I mean, it's not nothing, but it's definitely cheaper than if you use Shield Throw with the Taunt ability. You can see the Shield Throw is 2106, so it's almost 1,000 more per cast. And the other thing is the timing is a little weird with the Shield Throw, so it doesn't taunt immediately. You have to wait for it. Now, Runic Sunder, I also know it has a little bit of a delay, but it's once the I guess the Sunder Ball is what you would call it, hits the enemy, you've got taunt right there. It's instant. And so, in my opinion, it's just much better to use the Runic Sunder ability rather than the Shield Throw taunt. I still have chains that will taunt, and I think this works out the best. As you can see here, I will get my major and minor resolve up here. I did not build at all for resistances, and as you can see, I have 37,000 resistances, which is well over cap, and I didn't build into it. This is all Divines gear, and for the Mundus, I'm only using the Atronach, so very, very good tank setup. Try it out for yourself. I think it's an awesome setup for tanking. I haven't, the only caveat to this that really kind of surprised me, if you're not on one of these base classes, the Templar Restoring Light is really good. And then the Sorcerer Daedric Summoning, if you get to use the Bound Armor, is really strong. This right here with the block mitigation that you can get on top of some of the other passives in here are pretty good for tanking. Those are my top ones, though. I don't care for the Winter's Embrace that much. The passives in the Winter Embrace, you have to have multiple skills slotted to get the resistance out of this one, for example. So it's when you're hurting for bar space, that's the other thing about these skills is you get the benefit from this for just hitting it, and same with this, and same with this. So I mean, they're really good for keeping your bar space tight, and you're still getting a lot of benefits out of just one button, and you're hitting almost the entire skill line of benefits with just one button. It's not a per skill slotted. There is the having an ability slotted on your bar, but that's only one rather than multiple. So it makes it a lot easier to get the benefit of multiple skill lines and other passives if you do it that way. So that's what I recommend. Thanks for watching. Check out my channel for the other playlists that I have. I'll be doing some more videos as I think of stuff to cover. I'm not sure what's coming up next. Maybe I'll do a couple of highlight sets to cover some off-meta sets that I like to use that I think are undervalued but really strong. Probably do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos on my channel. My playlists are organized by subject, so you can look through them and locate subjects that you're into: PvP, tanking, healers, DPS, crafting, farming, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. Thanks a lot. See ya.